process that I went through in order to get comfortable talking about them and then processing them. It was a process, and so I'm really hoping that you're able to take maybe one hidden gem away today and apply it to your business or apply it to your process. Geraldine touched on it this morning. I was sitting in a breakout session hosted by Geraldine 2 years ago here at TNP. She was talking about fees, the importance of fees. And so from me to go from where you're sitting 2 years ago to being up here and talking about it, well, it's a surprise to me as much as it is to you. But that's all to say that it is possible. You can get comfortable. And really just hoping that you're able to take something away today. So fees, the sexiest topic in the travel industry by far. That and year-end reporting, love them. My story, I am a full-time agent. I am 100% commission-based, so I know that my story and my experience is going to be different than a lot of yours here. I know there's a lot of part-time agents, a lot of agents that are doing this off the side of the desk. You have their income coming in. You're maybe doing it just to get some perks of your own travel. But this is the process that I went through to become that agent full time, talking about fees and processing fees. So let's get started. Why charge a fee? We all know why you should be charging your fee. We have been in enough breakout sessions and read enough articles and talked to enough experts. We know that we should be charging fees in our industry. We know we're bringing value to the table. I knew that as well. And yet there was still a block for me. That wasn't enough to have the experience, to have the travel knowledge, to have the relationships built with our suppliers. It wasn't enough for me to actually be comfortable even broaching the subject of fees, let alone talking about them and processing them. So I needed more in order to get to that place where I was comfortable charging them. And so that's exactly what I did. I found more reasons. This is actually an article from Travel Week, and I have quite blatantly copied and pasted it. So copyright Travel Week. But the number one reason for me, and this is when things really started to shift, it elevates our industry. When you talk about your fee and when you get to that place where you are comfortable charging your fee, that elevates all of us. It helps the agent beside you who might be feeling a little bit sideways about it to gain the confidence to do it. It shows that we're professionals in a professional industry. It really does just elevate. Income stabilization. Number two, another big one for me, especially as a full-time agent. We know our income is up and down. And there are months where it is super dry. And even when travel is complete and those suppliers should be paying commissions, sometimes they don't for months. So charging fees helps me have income in my account to pay my bills. I don't know about your own agencies. TAN Travel Agents Next Door processes service fees almost immediately. So within 2 weeks, there's that fee in my account. So it does help bridge the gap sometimes with those dry spells when it comes to commissions. Client attraction. Good clients expect to pay a fee. Good clients will appreciate good value, the professionalism that you bring to the table. They're expecting to pay it. When you talk about that fee, this is not a surprise for them. And so it attracts them. Our expertise, they're looking for it, they're prepared to pay for it. Charging fees is a real time saver, not only for us, but for our clients as well. We know how many hours our clients will spend researching the trip, and we know how many web pages they will visit researching their trip. We've already got that information. We're not spending nearly that much time researching their trip. So it's a time saver for them. Good clients recognize that it's a time saver for them. It's also a time saver for us because it helps helps weed out the tire kickers. Some of my favorite emails are, hey, looking for a last minute trip to Mexico, got any great deals? Yeah, I can do that for you. Here's some information that I need from you. Here's a credit card authorization form that I need you to sign. I need you to return this with your passport copy. This is my fee for researching. Be happy to find some options for you. They are either going to sign that document, give you their credit card information, send you everything that they need, and you can start researching. You process your fee and you can start researching. Or they're going to ghost you, you're never going to hear from them again. Either way, it's a win-win for you. It's a win-win. Because it's not the loss of a sale, it's the gaining of the time that you can spend looking for those clients that are actually going to appreciate your expertise. And it shows it's a sign of professionalism. Charging your fee shows that you are professional and you're serious about the job that you are doing, and this is a great industry to be in. And that all ties back up to elevating the industry. So these were the reasons that really helped me kind of break down those barriers and start going in fifth gear. So I'm gonna back up just a little bit. Anybody here remember the pandemic? Right? Oh, one person in the back. Hi, Cheryl. The pandemic was obviously devastating, and I know that there were agents and agencies that simply closed up shop. They could not do this anymore. But the pandemic for me provided a silver lining. I've been in the industry for coming up with 10 years. 2019, I made the switch from a bricks and mortar agency, and I became independent. So I'm fanning the flames of my fledgling business, and COVID killed it. But that year and a half that I couldn't be a travel agent really helped me crystallize the reasons why I wanted to be a travel agent. I ended up working at a grocery store for a year and a half, and I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Really glad I'm not doing it anymore. But I got very, very clear, knowing that travel was going to come back, and I needed to be ready for it. So I knew I had to figure out what kind of agent I wanted to be, and who I wanted to work with, the type of travel I wanted to sell, and most importantly, the amount of income I needed in my bank account every month to pay my bills, and also to keep my cats in the lifestyle to which they become accustomed. But I got very, very clear on that. And so the pandemic, as devastating as it was actually a blessing for me, because I was able to hit the ground running. And my only thing with that is, if you're feeling that you need a restart, you don't have to wait for a pandemic to do it. You can do it any time you want. So I got very, very clear, knew all the information, knew what I needed to do, and I was still blocked. There was still a block for me. And it was because I had an idea of what sales looked like. So I don't know who's all old enough to know who this is. Okay, good, I'm not the only one. So I love Debbie Carey. I love her parlay. I think it was a great character. But I grew up thinking this is what sales looked like. And so all of a sudden, I'm building a career based on sales and commissioned, and this is what I think I'm representing. And I thought, oh Lord, no, something's got to change here. So I had to figure out a way to be in sales, commission-based, 100% commission-based, and do it ethically and morally in a way that was fair for everybody. And that it's a limiting belief. It was a limiting belief, and I'm not gonna lie, there's still days where it creeps up on me, but I was able to get past that limiting belief. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I know every single person in this room has a limiting belief in some capacity. And whether it's affecting your business or affecting another aspect of your life, beliefs are learned, so unlearn them. It might not be as easy as you think, but as soon as you put the attention to it, it makes things start to move. So I really don't feel like I'm like Herb Charlotte. I else. So once I got very clear, I got past that limiting belief, broke that down, I asked myself this very important question, and I ask it still every day. Am I the travel agent that I want to work with? Am I the travel agent that I would trust my mom and my granny to work with? And if you are, that's fantastic. I want you to write down every single reason why you are. Because that is going to form the value proposition to get you to that place where you're going to be comfortable having that fee discussion and charging those fees. And if you're not, that's just as fabulous. Write down every single reason why you're not. Because that's going to form the roadmap to get you to that place where you're going to be comfortable charging your fees. It's a really important question. I ask it of myself every single day. Then I also ask, what do I bring to the table? I know that there's a lot of the conversations that I've heard is there's some agents that have only been in the industry for 5 minutes, so how in the world could they justify spending a fee? Well, you're still bringing something to the table. You have other work history. You have. I mean, I've been working for 35 years. I got waitress history, customer service, financial administration, project management, event planning. All of that every day comes into my role. And so all of the experience that you have is coming into your role as well. It doesn't just have to be travel experience. What's it going to take to become the agent you want to work with? And what do you need to do to feel like the expert? And I use the term expert really loosely here. When I built this presentation a few weeks ago, expert was the word. I'm actually making a shift more towards specialist. I don't know that there's experts in our industry. There's people who are very, 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 very good at their selected niche and can speak intelligently and confidently about the industry in general. But there's no expert on every single aspect of our industry. So don't worry about being the expert. Just focus on getting really good and specialize in what you want to focus on. So find your niche. This was the nugget I took away from Geraldine Ray's presentation a couple of years ago. Find your niche. Because I thought, well, I'll just book anything that comes along my desk. But I'm desperate to build my business. But I can't be an expert to everybody. Nobody can be an expert in everything. So my niche is Europe. I love Europe. I've loved Europe since I was a little girl. Love everything about it. But your niche might be cruising. It might be multi-gen, could be all-inclusive, it could be solo, could be adventure, could be anything. It's whatever drives you, it's whatever gets your juices flowing. If you get excited talking about it and doing it, that might be your niche. But definitely have a niche. Figure out what that is and then focus on it. Learn it. This is what, again, let me remind you, this is the path that I took to get to this point of somehow standing up here and talking to you about it today. Your path might be different. If you have a niche, please learn it. There's so much information out there. There is so much information out there for you to learn whatever it is your niche is going to be. There's news articles every day. Events like this. You can attend an event in the city every single day if you wanted to. There's so many events in the city. There's podcasts on not only the travel industry, but building a business. Reach out to your fellow agents. I have a whole network of agents in this room right now that are cheering me on. And I learn from them every single day. So ask your fellow agents, ask your agency, certify yourself. If getting a certification is what's going to help you move forward, by all means, get it. You don't have to spend money on it. France Tourism Board, Spain Tourism Board, they all have certifications that you can get. It's all free, all web-based. If that's what's going to help you, do it. Brag about it. Figure out who your clients are and then target them and let them know that you're doing all of this learning. And why is that such a high value for them? And then repeat. Rinse, wash, rinse, repeat. Just learn it. Show your value by proving you're invaluable. Be be that go-to for the clients that you wanna work with. I have to throw a shout out to Kristen Thistleton, she's there in the back, my beautiful friend and colleague. There's a whole bunch of us at an event, pre-event, having drinks, talking about fees and the struggles that we were all facing with the fee question and the fee discussion. And Kristen said she calls hers not a service fee, but a management fee. And my word, clouds parted. And it was like throwing gas on a fire. That just made all the difference to me. Because the term service fee really kind of just stuck for me. It was never a comfortable term. And a service fee, I realized, is a transactional interaction. You book, you pay your fee, we're done. But I switched mine and I started calling it planning and management fee. Because that's exactly what I'm doing. I am planning and managing your trip from the first moment of contact until you're home, safe and sound. I am going to be there with you. So planning and management fee indicates that we're in a relationship. That it's a relationship building interaction as opposed to a transactional one. And that has made all the difference for me. It gave me the confidence to have those discussions. So, don't call it a service fee, call it whatever you want, but call it something that you feel represents you and your business and what you're doing for your clients. It's your business, you can call it whatever you want. So at the end of the day, please find your confidence. You can do as much learning as you want, you can talk to as many people as you want. If you're still not feeling confident, reach out to your fellow agents, reach out to your cheerleaders. I have a dozen cheerleaders in this room who would probably be better served in other breakout sessions, but they're here to support me. So you've got your cheerleaders, grab your confidence, and just block out all the naysayers. Just keep focusing on your business, the clients you want to work with, the agent you want to be, the travel you want to do. So, switching gears just a little bit, fee structures. Every single agent has got a different fee structure. You are going to figure out what's going to work best for you and your business. You can go online. If you just Google travel agent fees, you're going to see a whole list of different blogs and articles and templates on what other agents charge. You'll be able to get a sense of what the industry rate is. Talk to your fellow agents. What are they charging? How much are they charging? Why are they charging it? When do they charge it? And look to your agency. Your agency is going to have guidelines for you to help you to help you build your fee structure, and also help you have your confidence talking about the fees. Make sure you review your fee structure regularly, and build the fees to match the type of client you want to work with. If you charge $20 for your service fee, you're going to get a $20 client. Charge the fee for the client you want to work with. And it doesn't have to be $1,000 right off the top, but build it. As your expertise in your business grows, so will your confidence and your fees will follow. So the dreaded how do you do it? When do you do it? So for me, when I have a discussion with my clients, I get an idea of the type of trip they want, what they're looking for, how many segments. I do a rough calculation of the number of hours that I can anticipate spending, and I do a calculation of that, and that's how I base my fee. I 100% charge change and cancellation fees, absolutely. Now there are going to be some exceptions. I had a client in July break her ankle in 2 places, and in September she was supposed to hike Machu Picchu. Obviously had to cancel. I am not going to charge a cancellation fee for that. That was an injury or insult to injury. But absolutely have them, at least quote them, so that they're there for you, and you can move forward with them if you need to. Group research fees. Anybody that's done a group even once, go back and forth with the supplier, with the contract. Whoa. I charge a group research fee over and above a planning and management fee. That gets paid first thing. Some agents have a set fee list. They post it on their website. That's what works for them. Fantastic. You are going to figure out what's going to work best for you in your business. these are just some examples. And again, don't forget to increase your fees as your business and your experience grows. You will get to a point, and it will be organic, and it will not happen overnight. But if you can focus on the goals, focus on who you want to work with, the agent you want to be, it will all come together. So very quickly, my process and how I bring the fee discussion forward. If I have a new client referral, I always get them on the phone. If not on the phone, then a Zoom. I want to hear in their voice how serious they are about their travel. I ask them all of the questions that you would typically ask: where you want to go, what do you want to do, how many people, who has passports, all of that stuff. The chats are generally about 40 minutes long. At the end of that chat, I'll provide them with a summary. Here's what's going to happen, Kristen. I'm going to summarize our discussion in an email. I'm going to make sure that you and I are on the same page and that I haven't missed anything in our discussion. That email is also going to include a high-level quote, not a detailed quote, but a high-level quote. What we can anticipate spending for each segment: $2,000 a person for airfare, $300 a night for a hotel, that kind of thing. Very, very high level. Part of that quote is going to include my planning and management fee and a detailed list of everything that you can expect from me from this point forward until the point you're home. All the service that you can expect from me. It's also going to have a list of everything I need from you: passports, credit card information, dietary needs, all that kind of stuff. If you choose to move forward and hire me, please complete the attached credit card authorization form, return all of the information that I need, and then we can move forward. I'm going to process the first half of my fee right off the hop. I'm going to process the second half of it when all of the segments are completed. This is what works for me. This is what feels most natural. It feels most fair for everybody involved. Everybody then has skin in the game. And I know that they're serious about working with me. They know that I'm serious about booking their travel and making sure they have an excellent experience in the process. Again, you are going to figure out your own process. It is going to come naturally, and if you have to, nobody ever wants to do this, but it does work. Practice in the mirror. Put on fabulous shoes and practice in the mirror. So my existing clients. So as I mentioned, in the middle of 2019, I made the switch from bricks and mortar to become an independent. I had a very small fledgling business. I did have a client list. Obviously, COVID took all of that away. In January of 2022, I had $0 on the books. I had nothing in the pipeline, nothing. I was starting from scratch. So when those clients came back to me and said they wanted to book, and I've now got this fee, this service fee, planning management fee, I just simply said it was an agency requirement. I am my agency requires it. That was it. And yeah, 100%, I lost some clients, and I'm okay with that because I can replace them with the clients that actually are going to value what I bring to the table. So yeah, it stings, and it still stings, it still happens. I'll do a quote with a planning and management fee, and I'll get the email back, thanks, no thanks, we're not paying your fee. Oh my gosh, we have a great trip. Fantastic, thank you very much. But you cannot be everything to everyone every time, so please don't try. Focus on the clients you want to work with. Focus on the clients that are going to value you. So, pro tips. I quote my fee. I am going to answer your question. I do quote my fee in a per passenger basis. I find that makes it a little bit more palatable. So instead of $500, it'll be $250 per person. And so when that first half of that fee is processed, that $250 is processed, they know what that is. They're not coming back to me, what is this on my invoice? So I quote it on a per passenger basis. I 100% charge my friends and family. I don't charge them my full fee. But again, it has to be fair for everybody involved, and that includes my agency. My agency is taking they've got the merchant fees, they've got getting their E&O insurance. There has to be something in it for them as well. So it might be a small amount, but I charge them. And if anybody has worked with friends and family, sometimes it can be a huge time suck. So get used to rejection and keep moving forward anyway. It's gonna happen. That's okay.
I'm not surprised.
Exactly. See? Exactly. If nothing is happening, if you feel you are stuck in your business, if you're not getting the calls and you're not getting the referrals and you think, oh my God, what am I doing? Go back to your learning. There is always learning. I have a list of probably, after this last 2 days, I've got a list of probably 25 different certifications that I either need to upgrade or get. There's always learning to do. Always do something to keep moving forward to that goal that you've made. And if nothing is still happening, reach out to your cheerleaders. You have cheerleaders. Reach out to them, reach out to your co-workers, reach out to friends and family that are supporting you, reach out, seek out your cheerleaders. Don't forget, be the travel agent that you want to work with. Always be the travel agent that you want to work with. And this is me personally. I know that there are other agents that do this, that do hide their fees or they build it into the travel. I don't do that. I always process mine separately. It's a separate line item on the invoice. For me to hide them tells them that I'm ashamed tells my client that I'm ashamed of this fee. I'm not ashamed of this fee because I'm not ashamed of the work that I'm doing for them. They know the value that they're getting from me, and hiding it just kind of, I don't know, it's not an ethical thing for me. That's me. You do you. But that's, I don't like it. This, something like this was going around on Facebook only a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was really timely. If they won't afford your value, do not give them a discount. It's not up to you. Let them find an agent that is going to work with them. But if you have a clear idea of who you want to be, the agent you want to be, the client you want to work with, and the type of travel that you want to book, always just keep a focus on that. Finally, some parting remarks. Again, these are things that I think about every single day. Traveling is a privilege that is afforded to very few. Not too long ago, we were grounded, and for a long time. I will never, ever, ever take travel for granted again. I will never complain about it. Even if I'm delayed, having to spend overnight in Toronto Pearson, I will never complain about it again. It is a privilege to travel. When we are booking travel for our clients, we're not only changing their lives, but we're changing the lives of those in the destinations that we're sending them. It matters what we do. It's important what we're doing. And never forget, travel is the most exciting and resilient and collaborative and fun industry. I love my job. I cannot wait to get to my desk every morning. And you can ask my husband, he's like, we're sitting at breakfast because you're already thinking about work. I really am. I gotta go. I love it. I love what we do. We are changing lives, and it matters. So please, please, please be proud of being an agent. And if you can do all of that, then hopefully you'll get to a place where you're going to be comfortable having that fee discussion and charging those fees. So, some contact if you wanted to reach out. If you did manage to take a gem away today and apply it to your business, I would love to know about it. If you had any feedback about the presentation in general, I would love to hear about it. If you need a cheerleader, I'm here. We're all here, okay? So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. That's my email address. Yeah, that's all I have to say. No. So the question is, just confirming, I do not charge my fee all entirely up front. Now, if it's a flight, if it's air only, and it is a singular transaction, yeah, I'm going to charge it. But if it is going to be, a 3-week trip in Europe, that's going to take a lot of planning and a lot of back and forth with suppliers, 100%. I charge it half now, and then when all the segments are done, then I charge the second half. So they're, like I said, it keeps it fair for for what I feel is fair for everyone. Back to the last slide. Oh. Yay.
I don't know what type of travel that you do book, but if you do, you know, family travel and then you also do luxury travel, do you have two different bands of fees based on what you're booking?
So the question is if I have different bands of fees based on what I'm booking. No, I would say no. I anticipate the number of hours that I'm going to be spending on planning it, and then charge an hourly rate for that, and then calculate it that way.
So you do hourly rather than a base fee, so it's
Yeah.
always 75 per person per two.
Yeah, I always, every single traveler and every single trip is different. So, like I said, some agents have a set fee list, and that's what works for them, and fantastic. It wouldn't work for me, because I know that there's some trips that are gonna take 40 hours, and some that are gonna take 30 minutes. So, that's how yeah, exactly. In the back.
What do you say to those who ask you, why don't you get commission?
What do I say to those who ask?
Ask you, don't you get commission?
No, you get commission.
I get that.
So why charge a service fee? So you get paid commission.
I get that question sometimes.
Oh, do you? I never get that question.
All the time.
No, well, to that I would say, suppliers are not compensating agents and agencies as well as they used to, especially pre-pandemic. And over and above that, I'm providing a service from start to finish that you're never gonna find online. So, right here.
I get that question all the time. One thing that I found is, you know, in a way that you, I'm sorry, I don't want to take your.
No, it's fine, but if you got something, share it.
In a way that you can expand your time, but also you don't get paid when they actually travel.
Yeah.
You still get to work.
Yeah.
So I kind of try and explain that the best way I can. So yes, I get something from the hotel for sending you the client, but it's like an affiliate type of thing. But also it's if you actually go, if you decide not to go or you don't go for 2 years, I don't get it for 2 years.
But I'm still doing work for 2 years. You had, sorry, question here.
So what I tell them to that question is, it's like being a real estate agent. You know, I'm bringing the business to the cruise line. The cruise line is rewarding me for bringing them the business, or rewarding my agency because that's where they think it goes, which it does. But in the meantime, the cruise line is not paying for my services. The cruise line are not paying for the time I put into planning your trip, booking your trip, finalizing your trip, and then following up with you when you get home. Cruise line doesn't really care once you get home. They're not going to follow up with you. So that's the angle I take with it. Yes, the cruise lines pay commission, but air doesn't pay commission. So if you're going to book air, charge a fee.
Any other questions? Oh, here, yes.
Open mic night.
When I think of it this way, it would be like telling your client, you get paid to do your work right within your 2-week window. If you're expecting me to book your trip and you're not traveling for 1.5 to 2 years, how am I supposed to pay my bills? Because I'm not making like that. When you're charging without the fees, how am I supposed to pay my bills?
So my question is we all charge different service fees based on what we feel our worth is. So what's the objective, or how do you overcome, I'm curious what others do compared to what I do, that, well, your neighbor down the way at ABC Travel, she only charges me $100 and you want $250 or $500. Why?
That's what she's comfortable charging. That's what she feels. You're asking really great questions, and I never get these questions. My close rate is probably close to 90%.
My close rate is as well, but the truth is, I'm thinking there are a lot of people.
There are.
I mean, I've been in the industry a long time, so, I mean.
This is all
just like
really
thinking
good.
outside the box, because in an agency at one time, when we worked in an office, it was a flat fee on the window. Marlin Travel charged $47.50, that was a $45 plus a $250 service fee or whatever, like commission, you know, that was, now you can charge $100, one agency charges $60, the other one charges $1,000, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I think it's the qualifying piece of it at the end of the day. You're qualifying the client to take your value service fee, it's a $20 fine.
And
You go
again,
to-
I
sorry.
have that list
Can
of,
Sorry.
I have a list
If
of,
you go to a hairdresser, you're gonna have hairdresser A that's gonna be charging you $120 for your haircut. Another one that's a barber that's gonna charge you $40 for a haircut.
Yep.
It's a haircut. Why would you go to the $120 hairdresser and say, well, old Mo next door, he's charging $40 for the same result, and I know what I'm talking about.
No, it's true, I agree with you, 100%.
People will more often be shopping deals, not fees. So if something like that comes to you, it's circling back to the product and the value of the product that you're proposing to them. And by product, it's not just the component, it's the whole experience of working with you. That's really how you position that.
absolutely, I agree, and that's, if you have
No, I
that
didn't
confidence,
get it.
if you know you're
Yeah,
bringing
getting
value
it.
to the table, you're gonna be able to, this is why I have that entire list of every single thing that they can expect from me from start to finish. You've got somebody, you've got an expert in your back pocket, I'm gonna be with you and advocating for you with all of our suppliers from start to finish. Problem with the airline, guess who's calling them? Me, not you. I can help you with hotels, I can help you with this and research and travel insurance and everything, but you've got me. And I think this person's. Yes, yeah, so I will, the question is, do I charge different service fees for different trips? Absolutely, so air only, it will be 75, it's 30 minutes for me. Whereas, and I have a client, he does, I'll be booking, I don't know, 12 to 15 different flights for him over a span of 4 months. I'm not charging him 75 every time, I'm charging maybe 60 every time, but it does change based on the trip. Yes.
Now, do you charge for when you're charging for flights, you charge, say, 75 for North America and 125 for outside
Yeah.
North America?
Yeah, because I'm gonna be doing their check-in, that's one aspect of the service that I provide. I'm doing their check-in, which means I have to do all of their passport information, I have to make sure they've got their visas in place. I don't do their visas, but I have to make sure that they're in place. So there's an extra level of, attention that's required for international. So yeah, I will charge more for international. But it will come down to what you're comfortable with. And don't forget, it's always plus tax. Always charge your fee plus tax. Because if you say it's gonna be $50, it's better be 50 with the tax in. So always remember just to add the tax. Exactly. Cheryl?
Did your income initially go down, and then if so, how long did it take to recover?
100%. And you can ask my husband, I was panicking after the first, I would say 8 months. It was not fun, I was not fun to be around. It was a very, very stressful time, because I was used to earning a certain income, and all of a sudden, I'm not. And there's nobody to blame but me. I am my own boss, and so I had to have a really good chat with the boss. And but this is where the cheerleading comes in. Mike believed in what I was doing, and he said, "Don't worry about it. It's going to rebound. You're going to be okay." And it did rebound, but it took a while to get that confidence up. Even though I've been in the industry for 5 years at that point. So.
You asked the question. It's been 5 years.
Oh, yes, yeah, so I've only been in the industry for coming up on 10 years. But I've been a traveler for close to 50. And so, employed for 35, so all of that comes into play when I sit down at my desk every day. Any more questions? Okay, last chance, thanks.